Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this is a recap video which discusses what I did to prepare for today's group energy healing and literally what I did during the healing time. And this video will, if you only want to know this much about what I did, I'll try to put that right at the beginning. It's because this video is kind of like, I think, if you're geeky and you really want to know and it's fascinating, then this video is for you. But like I said, I'll try to make the first few minutes just for the people that just want like a little teaspoon of information. So teaspoon of information. Today's date, there you go, June 25th, 2017. And this healing we did get, this is the second healing in the triplet set. So I call them mini triplet group healings because that's adorable. So the first healing was last Friday, June 23rd, and I did a recap video for that, and also a cute little 12-minute self-healing video that went with it. The title was something about, wow, it's 95 degrees out, so I don't know, look it up. I'll put it, you can ask me below the video, I'll tell you what it was later. Anyway, I'm really hot. Okay, but anyway, this healing, today's Sunday, I did indoors, so it was not 95 degrees for me when I did the healing, but it was for 45 people, because we had a couple people add on for this Sunday healing, and we had one more kid add on, so it was 7 kids between the ages of 4 and 15 this time, and people currently in 8 different countries were participants, so super cool. And this sort of the teaspoon version, like what the effects, probably, the expected effects that people might feel from this healing is increased ability to take mindful action, to think about what you're doing, to mindfully plan your time, to feel less overwhelmed, to feel more present, and also lighter and more sort of free. So there's your teaspoon, folks. Okay, I warned you, so the rest is, not a teaspoon. So, okay, so this recap is a little different because this healing I did, usually to do a healing I just prepare a lot. I prepare my own energy a lot. And I mean, I work my energy every day, so like sometimes there are techniques that the angels teach me to work on myself, and then eventually they're like, oh, do that in the triplet healing, so I'm just usually working on myself. And also, of course, I work on clients too, like individual sessions, and so that gives me the knowledge to be able to work, on people in the group healing. But this time I did an extra level of preparation. I have this angel that helps me. She's helping me get ready for the airs, angel inspiration recordings that I already do on myself, but I will be doing for other people other than me, starting September 2017. And AIR stands for Angel Inspiration Recording. And it's, well, when it's for other people, it'll be a 30-minute recording, and I'll be out of body. I'll be in like a really safe and sacred astral location, talking to the client's angels and just, having a conversation and dictating it into the recording, so that you'll get a half-hour recording. You won't be on a call with me or anything. You won't even know what time I'm doing it because I do deeper work that way. But anyway, so for this triplet healing this morning, that angel that's helping me to get even more and more accurate with that style of work she was like, well, let's do an air, you know, just with you and us, my angels, to prepare for this particular triplet healing. So that's what we did. So so that was maybe like a 25-minute air that I did for myself, you know, after I had already meditated a bunch and prepared my energy. So when I was out of body working with that angel, talking into the, you know, recording, she had me like visualize all the 45 people's energy field, but not like interact with them because the healing wasn't started. So I don't like interacting, you know, like healing people before the healing, you know, because then people think like, oh, she's the healer that I have 24/7, you know, which, you know, obviously would drive me insane. So I didn't interact with anybody, but I did watch, you know, everybody's energy, like the 45 people from that out-of-body sacred space, with my angels. And they kind of coached me through noticing stuff about everybody's energy field and things in common that they needed help with. And so there were kind of 3 big things that I noticed. And so when I noticed one of them, I would kind of talk it through with the angels. And they're like, yeah, that's good. That would be good to help them with. So how would you do that? And so I said, well, you know, because again, I didn't want to heal everybody yet, you know, because it wasn't the healing time. And so I just said, well, I would help them with these chakras and these layers and their grounding. And so my angel was like, yeah, that would be great. And so she showed me then a hypothetical version of all of the 45 clients, like what their energy field would look like then, had I already just done those healing steps. And then I noticed, you know, the next thing that I would do, the next major issue that they all had in common. And she's like, okay, well, how would you help them with that? And then I said, okay, well, you know, this chakra layer, this whatever, I'd repair this. And she's like, great. So she's like, okay, so then hypothetically, you know, and she showed me a hypothetical version of all the 45 people, what their energies would look like at that point. And then I saw the third major thing that I thought, you know, everyone could be assisted by, you know, clearing that. And I talked it through with her. I asked her if that was too much, you know, and she's like, no, that wouldn't be too much for people. So then I discussed with her how I would help people clear that. And then so she showed me the hypothetical version of how all 45 people would look with that cleared. And everybody looked really good. Like it was very vivid and flowing, and everybody was kind of bubbly, and, you know, like their mood was uplifted. But again, that was just a hypothetical version. I hadn't modified anybody's energy. And so she's like, okay, do that. So that was sort of like a, you know, a little template, you know, that I had already planned ahead of time. So the actual healing, you know, so I did that with her, you know, and then I took a break, you know, before I actually did the triplet healing, you know, and then, well, I did that out of body air thing with her, and then she had me listen to part of my recording, because it's a recording, I record it, you know, when I do the air. So I listened to a part of it again just to get clear on it, and then more clear on it. Because when you're out of your body, you know, it's like, it's different, you know. It's a little spacey. So I was very clear on it, you know, hearing the recording that, you know, solidified my clarity. And then I took a break, and then, you know, I was all ready with my little beverage and everything, you know. And speaking of which, since it is 95 degrees out, this one is cold beverage, unusual for me, but hey, it's 95. 95 degrees Fahrenheit for people in other countries. Okay. So anyway, so then I took the break, and then I did listen to my air recording, and then I said hi to everybody like I normally prep, you know. I just real quickly, I say one at a time, like I have everybody's names written on a piece of paper, and one at a time I say hi to that person. I ask them if they're ready, and they say yes if they are, and then I say hi to their angels, and they say yes if that person's ready, and then I say hi to my angel and one of my angels, and they say yes if I have strong boundaries enough with that person. And so I just went through the whole list of the 45 participants, you know, before the start. With that, the angel hello process, let's say. So then I really started. So what I would say is that sort of, you know, the creation process for what I did in today's healing, I mean, you know, you have free will. You can do what you want with it. You know, I am putting this information out there just because I feel like it's part of my path to be a very transparent old soul, you know, like to just say, well, you know, to teach people even stuff that's probably more advanced than you should be doing, you know, just so, you know, in case you're interested and curious about how things work and how things are created, you know. But I will say that, you know, that whole process of the air and you pop out and you watch 45 people's energy and, you know, talk to your angels like from a sacred astral place while you're still awake, you know, and all that. I don't, I don't personally know anybody for whom I would recommend that. You know, that's like a very experienced pro level of work. And I don't mean to sound really arrogant with that. I just don't want to put anybody, don't want to get anybody into a dangerous place, you know, because if you do stuff like that, you attract a lot of attention to yourself in the sort of the spirit world. And if you don't have like really good boundaries and dedicate your life to working your energy, you could endanger your energy. Basically. So it's sort of one of those, don't try that at home, folks. You know. But like I said, I think it's my path to demystify energy work, and so I don't mean to make that sound scarier than it is. It's just that, you know, if you just dabble or you are dedicated to heal yourself, that is a little much, you know, in my humble opinion. But you're not under obligation to do what I say to do or don't do what I say don't to do, you know, whatever. It's just I feel like it's karma, you know. I want to give you all the information. Okay, but the rest of this recap, I think, you know, you could do on yourself safely. You know, I think that's fine. I think, you know, self-healing, particularly with good technique, you know, and this stuff is all stuff that, you know, you could safely do on yourself. That is stabilizing, and so that is, you know, safer than not doing it, basically. So I hope that makes sense. Okay. So when I started healing people, I had everyone do a red grounding at the angel's suggestion. So big wide grounding cord, as wide as the whole aura. So like here's my aura, it's this wide. So I guess I should smile for the photo, right? Let's see, I'll show how wide my aura is. Well, it's wider than that. So maybe that'll be my photo. Maybe that is the edge of my aura right there. Da, 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 da. But anyway, so your grounding is that wide, you know, that's pretty wide, you know, and my grounding goes up this high, like at this level. So sometimes I tell people it's like you imagine you're in a jacuzzi of earth energy, you know, if you like that image, although if it's 95 degrees, you might not want to be in a jacuzzi, but maybe a relaxing pool of earth energy, you know, that's the perfect temperature, whatever that is. But anyway, and that flows downward, you know, all the way down to the center of the earth. And, you know, maybe red, orange, or yellow, you know, and it goes, you know, in front of you and behind you, because your aura is big, all the way around you. So anyway, I did red grounding for everyone and help people. You know, I sent like gold universal healing energy to everybody to help them clear energy blocks in their grounding, so that it was a faster downward flow. And also, at one point, I don't remember what point it was, but I made sure everybody knew how to not only, you know, during the healing when I'm sending them universal gold light, I wanted everyone to be able to receive universal gold light as much as possible from their angels, because, you know, my healing lasts 22 minutes and your angel's healing is 24/7. You know, it's all day, every day if you want, you know. So I didn't want people to just, I did want people to be able to make the most of the healing and really be open to receiving the universal gold light that I was sending during the healing. But obviously, you know, it's more empowering to be able to receive in both contexts, you know, from me as a person healer, but also, you know, from your angels, of course, because that's free. Free and continuous, as opposed to me, which is definitely not free and not continuous, because I am a person with my own life. Okay, so anyway, red grounding, clearing energy blocks, and then, okay, so one of the sort of the big things that I noticed when I was doing that out-of-body air reading for everybody is that there was like a sort of a blackish, foggy energy affecting the top of everybody's aura, and some of their chakras, having to do with compulsiveness, and making it harder for people to make really mindful choices, having to do with how they spend their time management, motivation, action. So making, you know, having a thought about what you'd like to do, making decisions, prioritizing, being motivated, and acting on your plan. And so this black foggy energy was affecting everybody, making that way more complicated than it needed to be. And so it was mostly affecting 7th chakra, which is decisions and goals, and then 5th chakra, which is you thinking to yourself, thinking things through, and also hearing your angels. 4th chakra, which is motivation, so really wanting to do something, like you have an idea and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that today, I want to do that today. And then 3rd chakra, which is, you know, if your sternum bone is right here and it goes down where it ends right there, that's your 3rd chakra. So taking action. So it affected all these chakras basically. That black foggy energy that was like outside of everybody's aura, but also in the upper chakras and those outer layers of the aura. So I just helped everyone heal, you know, mostly their 7th, their 4th, and their 3rd. Again, decision making, goals, 7th, 4th chakra in the chest, motivation, and 3rd, actually taking the action and managing your time. So I healed that enough and everybody, so that I was able to kind of pull that black foggy energy out and hand it to the angels from everybody. And then just, you know, everybody was kind of, you know, realigned after that. You know, their chakras were kind of okay after that. And then for 3rd chakra, which is taking action, yellow is a nice color for that. If you do the whole rainbow thing, you know, the rainbow thing is like, you know, red 1st chakra, orange if your belly button is like here, then orange for your 2nd chakra, which is emotions. Like red is courage, 1st chakra, 2nd below your belly button, orange for emotions, 3rd right here below your sternum, yellow for taking action, 4th green, heart chakra, 5th light blue, communications, 6th 3rd eye, vision, non-judgment, like a cobalt blue, like a deeper blue, and 7th in the top of the head, purple for decisions, confidence, creative inspiration. So anyway, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, blue, violet. That's what I do, because I feel like it works and it feels good. But anyway, so I helped everyone with a yellow grounding, just to extra validate the whole taking action part, you know, and help people clear energy blocks and, you know, really strengthen their 3rd chakra. So if you have problems taking action, maybe a nice yellow grounding could be nice for you too. So the next big thing that I saw when I was doing the air, you know, ahead of time, was an energy that was affecting everybody, kind of like a control energy, was a whitish color and foggy, and that sort of infused like a sense of greed or like over fixation on money and over worrying about money, and fear, fearful thoughts, worry thoughts. So again, greed and fear, and it was sort of a whitish energy, and it was kind of degrading the quality of the outer layers of particularly the outer 2 layers, like 7th and 6th layer of everybody's aura, and also their first chakras, their first layers, you know, because for fear. So it was a more subtle level of aura damage. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, there's a big gash, you know, but I could tell it was like this outer 2 layers just weren't as strong. Like they seemed almost like an apple with a bite taken out of it, you know, but it was sort of like part of the strength and depth of this part of the aura had just been, you know, the outermost 7th and 6th layer had just been like, you know, it was just gone. So it sort of made everybody's aura just not as strong and vital on the outer layers, the 7th and 6th layer. So I helped everyone with gold light, and also, you know, earth energy, you know, at those colors. So, you know, your aura layer is the same color as the chakra that it goes with. So like your 7th chakra in the top of your head, if you make that a purple, then it's going to send your energy out to that outer layer as purple. So, so, you know, right there, so purple. So if, you know, like if there's like sort of that kind of degraded, like less vivid, less strong energy right here, then I use gold light, right? And then also, but also I brought up purple earth energy. I brought up energy from the center of the earth at purple, just because that's kind of soothing, you know, particularly because this was a white, you know, foreign energy, the fear, greed thing. So earth energy is very comforting, very stabilizing, you know, sort of the opposite of overwhelming. It's the opposite of like real high vibration white energy. High, not in a positive way, like high meaning too fast, too overwhelming. So anyway, I brought up cobalt earth energy also because the 6th layer was also degraded for people. So you know, cobalt and purple earth energy and gold light, and with that I was able to kind of pull out the white foggy energy that was, you know, affecting the first chakra in addition to those outer layers and upper chakras that was sort of over fixating people on money and money concerns and, you know, materialistic goals. It's not like you can't, you know, have a goal of like financial stability or something, or some kind of an earnings goal, but you know, if it depends on how, I mean, if you're a really young soul, well, A, you wouldn't be watching this video, but if you're a really young soul, I don't think, well, yeah, even then, you know, the angels are never really happy if your main goals have to do with your earnings, you know. It's kind of, you know, you're missing the point of life. You know, you can't take your bank balance with you. But anyway, so you get it, right? I'm not hating on people because they want to make a living, you know. It's just that, you know, like sometimes I'll get someone who in a reading actually who'll be like, oh yeah, I want to be a millionaire, you know, like it's their primary goal with their spirituality. That's why they're using spirituality, which I would call that like ego-based spirituality, where it's just like a sort of a lower instinct, but you've latched onto spirituality as the way to accomplish that sort of more shallow instinct. But anyway, so blah blah blah. Oh, then the third big thing that I help people, that I kind of saw in that prep thing where I did the air with my angels, was everybody had it. It was like a plane of it, because here's your 6th layer, like 6th chakra, 3rd eye, right? So your layers count out, right? So 1st layer, 2nd layer, 3rd layer, 4th layer, 5th layer, 6th layer, 7th layer. So like your 6th layer is like right about here, you know? So it's like this is for vision, your 6th layer. So when you're visualizing, you know, it's like you have a big TV screen, like right here, you know, like a big flat screen TV. But a lot of times what I like to do is, you know, like you make a 3D copy, like so a 3D copy of your aura, so you can tell if the back of it is like all flat, you know, and then you just kind of poof it out and heal it, you know. So I like making 3D copies out in front of me. But anyway, everybody, I'm trying to be more focused in this video. Everybody had right in the front where you're supposed to be able to visualize, they had this, you know, hard plate of energy, and it was kind of attached to all their upper chakras, like throat, 6th and 7th, and it was like limiting their usage of their 5th, 6th, and 7th chakras. So I had checked with the angels, and they're like, yeah, that's good, help them clear it, it's not too much. So I did that. So I just, you know, ran gold light through that and through how it kind of connected to the upper chakras, and it just melted away, you know, with the gold light. Like everybody let go of it, you know, and at the pace they were ready, and I was just patient, and, you know, totally melted away from everybody's space, even the kids, even like, you know, somebody's dad who is getting the healing on a spirit level, you know, with telepathic consent, you know, everybody cleared it. So that's cool. So the effect of clearing that would help with, you know, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So decision making, non-judgment, and communication with yourself and others. You know, vision. So like being able to plan something out, maybe. And then it's like everybody's space. I still had more time, which was nice. So, because I'd done all that prep ahead, so I kind of knew the big things I wanted to do, and so it was like bam, bam, bam. As opposed to a lot of times I'm just like spontaneously, you know, being shown things by the angels. But then I noticed people had in the first layer of their aura in the back, like right behind their head. And again, first layer is generated by the first chakra, which is down here at the base of the spine, which has to do with courage and safety and abundance and financial stability. So the back of the head, that first layer starts at the skin and then goes out like maybe 3-4 inches, depending on how big you have it. But there was like a hard energy block that everyone had behind their heads. So I just used gold light, and also I brought up red earth energies from the center of the earth, because red's a good color for the first chakra, and so it's a good color for the first layer then. So with gold and red, gold light and gold universal healing energy and red earth energy, then it just kind of melted away for everybody. So that should make things like less overwhelming for people to not have that. And then people had like an intensity above their head, like you know, some energy just kind of aiming at them from above their aura. And so I just help people clear that. So again, that would help people be more present, particularly in their 7th, but then all the other chakras, and be less overwhelmed. Then they had energy blocks. Oh, the sides of the 6th layer. Sometimes lately, you know, particularly with these triplets, I noticed that, you know, people have energy, like hard energy in the side of a layer of the aura. So 6th layer, again, for 6th chakra, vision, non-judgment. And I noticed that people had hardness there on both sides. So I help people clear that. And then orange grounding I did for everybody, just because the angels suggested it. Orange is, you know, a good color for the 2nd chakra, emotions. Oh, and yeah, and I just kind of, you know, made sure everybody was grounding and releasing, so I just spent a little time on that, you know, gold light through everybody's grounding. Because, you know, this kind of work makes everyone release a lot of energy. So if you don't make sure the grounding is nice and flowing, you know, people can kind of back up and space out and feel weird. So you don't want that. No. Let's see, I'm trying to understand my notes. Then 2nd layer, which again is for the 2nd chakra, which is below the belly button. So right here on me, so second layer, second chakra, and that's emotions, sexuality, sensuality. And people had like hard white energy in their second layer in the front and the back. So I just helped everybody heal that with the orange earth energy and gold light. So that would just feel nice, like more, like less irritability maybe, hopefully. Then I just helped everyone with the back of their aura, you know, and I do have a video healing the back of your aura to be centered and present. That is pretty new, if you haven't seen it. It does a little walkthrough, and it also just talks about like how important it is to do that. But anyway, I did that for people, just kind of spruced up the back of their aura with lots of gold light and healed it up, mended it up, and you know, so it could like poof out better, you know, because everybody, they at least at some point had some, you know, like sort of more compressed energy. Some people, you know, if you work the back of your aura, then you might not have as much compression, but some people that work the back of their aura, you know, it's like maybe their 7th, 6th, 5th, and 4th layers are nice and wide and flowy, just like the front, but then like 3rd, 2nd, 1st layer in the back are like all like flattened, and you know, so you want to check every layer in the back just real quick, like intuitively, you know, like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yay, they're all nice and wide and flowing. Woohoo. You know, and you can just do that intuitively out in front of you. You don't have to, you know, go back there. Back of the 2nd layer of people's aura, people had like a grate, like a fence, you know, like metal hard energy that was crisscross in pattern back there in the 2nd layer. And it seemed to be like past life, you know, repressed emotion that people had. So I helped everyone melt that away. Then it was sort of like the backs of all the chakras, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but the backs of all of them, because, you know, I have a video series I did recently called 7 Chakras, Aura Layers, Flow, and, you know, it diagrams them all and everything, but for me, I like, you know, an open cylinder shape. So round opening in the front, and then it's like a cylinder with a nice round, pretty big opening in the back too. So that way there's a lot of flow out the back, which helps you to be more present and empowered. So I repaired the backs of everybody's chakra, 6 down through 1. So the back of the 6 down through the back of 1. So all those backs of the chakras. So and so if you're doing that for yourself, you know, just make a copy of yourself out in front of you, and then just, you can kind of spin it around your 3D copy so that you're directly viewing the backs of all the chakras. And then just with your intention, kind of, like with me right now, I'm doing it, and I have like the back right of my chakras is more blocked than the back left. Back left, it's like for the most part, except my throat chakra is a little blocked right there, yeah. But then the back right, it's sort of like up and down, kind of clogged, so I'm just using gold fire, and then yeah, I can feel it all. It's all coming out. Yay! So anyway, that's what I did. Unblocked them all, and then I kind of repaired them, you know, extra gold light, just, and you kind of imagine, okay, what any like scrapes or missing chunks, you know, are gonna kind of grow back now that you wash it out and, you know, heal it. It just kind of grows back. So that's repairing chakra damage. That's how you do it. If you want like a more, well, yeah, I mean, another time where I talk about that stuff and do it on myself is 4th chakra repair, blah, 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 blah. It's a video called 4th chakra repair, and it's a demo style video, but like halfway through the video I realized like the whole back of my 4th chakra, which is heart chakra for motivation and enthusiasm, the whole back of it was like completely screwed and beat up. So then it became a video about 4th chakra repair halfway through. So anyway, then there was just like random, you know, invasive energy that I noticed that people were handling. So I had people's angels just, you know, pull it out of them. which again will make you more present, less overwhelmed. So you could always ask your angels, angels clean me out, of anything that's not me, that's in my energy field and my chakras. Also the gold net technique, like a fishing net, but that's made of gold universal healing energy. That's really good for that. I use that in all sorts of different ways. Like I have a recording on my website, which you can download for free, because you can download them all for free now, called Home Energy Clearing, version 2. I got rid of version 1. Version 2 was better, so I just got rid of version 1. But it's like a 15-minute recording, and you heal your whole house. Like you imagine a copy of it out in front of you, and I walk you through. But anyway, you use the gold net technique a lot in that recording to like clean out your plumbing, to clean out your kitchen cabinets, to clean out your bedroom closet, whatever. It's just an easy way to clean out whatever doesn't belong there, and give it to your angels. You drag the net through, tangle it up in the net, and you give the whole mess to your angels for recycling. Another place where gold net is used, there's a webinar recording on my website. It's on page 2 of the 3 pages. If you go on my website, there's a whole menu called Free Meditations, and it's pretty clearly labeled now as of last night. I got inspired, and so it says page 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3, and so this webinar is on page 2 of 3. It says it's from May 5th, 2014, which is 3 years ago. Feedback webinar, 5th chakra in depth. So it heals the throat chakra a lot. It walks you through healing the throat chakra a lot. Legs and earth energy, which who doesn't need more bringing up earth energy through their legs. Gold net technique, goals, forgiveness, and sleep. So it's a good combo. That's an hour and 5 minutes long. So if you feel like listening to a meditation webinar and learning and following along with that, that's a nice one. And it does explain the gold net technique and have you probably make a copy of your aura out in front of you and gold net through it. Or maybe you just gold net the 5th chakra out in front of you, because you can do that too. You can make a whole copy of your whole energy field and your grounding out in front of you and gold net it, or just make a copy of a chakra that you really need to work on more, like your heart chakra out in front of you, and then make a giant gold net and drag it through that, and bundle up whatever doesn't belong and give it to your angels. Another thing that I think would be good as a companion to this is a recording on my website called Grounding in Depth, and that's on page 3 of 3 of the free recordings that you can download. Grounding in Depth, and it's 23 minutes long, and you clear a lot of energy blocks out of your grounding, and it talks a lot about positive change and being open to positive change and clearing whatever that is in your grounding that's making you somehow subconsciously resist your own positive change. And also it does legs and first chakra. So that's good, because that's for more courage, and that's usually why little parts of themselves are against positive change and against change. It's because they have fear, they don't feel safe, and so it sort of handles all that with that recording. So that's a good companion if you want to experience more awesomeness. Then I did so much, sorry it takes so long to explain. See, this is why I like work where nobody's on the phone with me, because I do so much so fast without having to talk about it. So then people needed something with the throat chakra and the 5th chakra. Throat, 5th is thinking and communicating with others, and listening to your angels, and 3rd is action, taking action, and sleeping well. So I just cleared those layers and those chakras at the same time for everybody, to help people to think about taking action and take action, and just clear out invasive energy that was in the way of them thinking about taking action, wanting to take action, and taking action. And then the last thing I did, and again, I was like watching everybody like, okay, that everyone looks pretty good. Okay, just one more thing. So then it was like first layer in the front. So I guess in this healing, I did less of the whole sample people thing. I mean, I did some of that, but I think my clairvoyance had opened up so much, so I was able to literally visualize all the 45 people in, you know, could have been more detail, but it was a usable level of detail. So then I didn't have to do so many, you know, like angels saying, okay, look at this one person and what she needs, everyone needs, which is another way to do it. But anyway, so first layer in front, generated by the first chakra at the base of the spine, courage. Again, if you have good flow there, you don't worry, you don't have a lot of fear. There was a hard white energy block, like the color white, which is very high, fast, like overwhelming kind of vibration. In the front, there was like a big fear block there, so that everybody had, for different reasons. You know, it looked the same, it was in the same place, but for some people it's from their childhood, from some people it's from, you know, a traumatic relationship they had 3 years ago, for some people it's from a past life. But, you know, everyone had that location blocked up with high vibrational white energy, so I just used red earth energy from the center of the earth, again, because red is a nice first chakra color, therefore it's a good, you know, first layer color. So I used red and gold light just to help people clear that. And then, you know, people looked good. So, just making sure. Maybe one other recording I'll mention in case people are interested, just because it has to do with taking action, you know, even if you're a little freaked out, is Project Unstuck. It's you know, not my best name I've ever made for a recording, but it's on my website. You can download it, you know, for free. It's on the first page of 3 pages. It's a 12-minute recording, so it's nice and short. So if you're kind of stuck on not starting a project or not finishing it or whatever, it's good, like procrastination buster, you know. So it's I think the description says start or continue a project, get unstuck in 12 minutes. That's what my little description of it is on the page. But again, it's on my website, janetwrightreadings.com, under free meditations, page 1 of 3. It's called Project Unstuck. All right, but that's good for third chakra, like I said, which is, you know, taking action. Okay, so I hope that was of value. I really do. And hope everyone has a great evening or day. And I think this triplet set's pretty much full. You know, I mean, there's one more healing, but I think it's full. So, but if you want to sign up for the next one starts July 7th. And, you know, they're every 2 weeks. So, feel free to, you just sign up by paying on my website. Okay, bye.